Welcome back to Latino Mixx Radio. Today I have an extremely talented artist by the name of Meluchis. Meluchis, how are you doing today?
What's up? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, thank you. And her producer, Johnny the Kid. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good? I'm chilling. How you?
We're going to get to know her a little bit. We're going to get to know him a little bit. So let's start it off like this. What inspired you to start singing?
All right, what inspired me to start singing? I've been influenced with music all my life. My mom sings. My mom's side of the family is the one that really, really sings. So from there, as a kid, like, I was always influenced by music. But I would say, like, what really pushed me to want to pursue it was 2016 when, you know, I was working around a lot of people that kept telling me, like, you're such a character. So I'm like, I'm such a character. And I knew I was good at singing, but, you know, like, I know I needed development too, but I always liked the entertainment. So for me, it was just like dancing, acting, like anything that had to do with like entertainment. Like, I wanted to do it, like just being in front of the camera, like really, like I liked it, like that attention. So for me, what really inspired me was just, like knowing that I could do all of those things, and music allows me to do all of those things.
So how did this character evolve? Because you previously said that you weren't too confident and a bit shy. How did you overcome this?
Where you read that? Because I don't know, maybe that was like back in the days. Cause
no, that's what I'm saying. You were a little bit shy back in the days.
I would say when I first got to this country, because it was a little intimidating, you know, and I would say that maybe I was shy like in that beginning, but I've always been a very outgoing person, a very confident person. So how was I able to overcome that? Just learning, you know, like I just knew I had to either sink or swim, get better or get bitten in the ass. So I was like, we can curse here, right?
Of course.
And so it was just like, you know what, let's just, you know, with all of it, like fuck what anybody else has to say.
Exactly. You developed that New York City attitude, right? That's what you're saying? So like I mentioned, I mean, you were born in Colombia, right?
I was born in Medellin, Colombia.
And you came, how old were you when you came?
I was 10 years old.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And Spanish is your first language, is it?
Spanish is my first language, yes.
So most of your ideas come to your head in English, which is a bit odd because your first language is Spanish. And like we just said, you came from Colombia. Explain a little bit about this process. And does it make it more difficult for you to come up with your songs because they're all mostly in Spanish? Yeah,
100%. Like that shit is, it's very, you know, it takes longer, but at the same time, I feel like I also think about it like the Latin community would appreciate this so much more, or not so much that, but like, it's just like I want to give it to them. You know, like maybe I write some certain things in English, and then I'm like, damn, like, this will sound fire in Spanish. So I would do it in Spanish. But going back to your question, does it get a little frustrating? Does it get a little hard? Yes, it does, 100%. But it is what it is. Like, I just take my time and I do it.
Because it's difficult to translate, because obviously the English and the Spanish is completely different rhymes.
Yeah, I get a lot of complaints about me taking my time, you know, with my music. Like, but at the same time...
What's the problem with that, Johnny? Like, how is that process in the studio with her when, you know, she's coming up with the songs in English in her head, and then all of a sudden, you know, she's singing them in Spanish? Talk a little bit about that.
It'll be a situation. This is really patience. At the same time, I'm one of those people that respect the process of music. So I'm not gonna ever, if that's your process, I'm never gonna take you away from that. And if that's how you do it, that's how you do it. So on my side, I mean, there's times where you sit there like, damn, it's a little longer than what I expected. But from working before and knowing what the end result always is, I don't ever worry now. So now it's just more like...
It's always fire music at the end,
yeah,
right?
like this is what we got to go through in order to get the diamond, the gold.
So who's more difficult to work with? Is Meluchis difficult to work with, or are you more difficult to work with? I'm sure y'all have different opinions on that.
We have our days, I'll say.
Uh-huh.
We have our days. What does that mean? Explain a little more, bro. You got to get into detail. That's what we're here for.
Nah, nothing crazy. It'd be a day where I'm not in the right mood, or be a day where she's not in the right mood, and, you know, just be human, you know.
True. So
there's nothing like crazy. We're not over there throwing desk at each other.
All right. So Meluchis, I've seen that you worked with Buddha the producer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's worked with Jadakiss, Nipsey Hussle, French Montana, 50 Cent, and AVs, who you featured on a song with before. How was that experience, and are you still working with him? Did you learn anything from him? Tell me a little bit about that.
That's my brother, you know, like he's been a great part of my progress. He's shown me a lot of love. He's been someone that believed in me since he first saw me. And him being from such a different, like he's still Latin, but he fucks with the hip hop a lot more, so bringing me into the table, it was like something that was refreshing to him as well. So we kind of created a connection from there. And
all right, you said that he messes more with the hip hop, so what do you think he saw in you that made him come over to the Latin side? What was it about Meluchis that made Buddha, the producer, a guy who's obviously worked with legends in the game, work with Meluchis?
I feel like he's been tapped in with the Latin, but I think bringing me into the picture was like, damn, like we got somebody that's gonna represent, and I feel like for me it's an honor to represent also his side, you know what I mean? And just being a part, like being around him is just dope because I've been learning a lot, so. And
when it comes to the Latin music culture, Colombia has definitely been making an impact, so he probably saw that early on, and that's great. He definitely has an eye for music due to that. Now I see that you're multi-talented. You are also a choreography dancer. What came first, the singing or the dancing?
Neither. If I was trashing both. No, I'm kidding. Let's say that
Talk about it.
I was a good singer. But I never thought that I was like the best. Like, I went to school. Let's not get into that. What was the question? Because that's a whole different topic.
No, I said that you're multi-talented. You're also a choreography dancer. So what came first, the dancing or the singing?
Both, yeah.
Both. And that's where you met your producer, Johnny the Kid. Well, one of the guys that produced your early records.
We went to high school together.
Oh, yeah? What was the name of the high school?
Talent Unlimited.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You have a background story on that?
Of us meeting?
Yeah.
I could start it.
Yeah,
I could talk.
You want to start it?
So let me tell you.
Tell me.
He was fiending to be my friend in high school. Like.
Wow. That's what we do.
I'm gonna let her have that one.
Now, wait, you're gonna tell your side. Hold on. Let
me tell you something. Johnny was one of the best.
Not one of the best, but go ahead, my fault.
The best what? Talk about
I'm gonna let him have that one. The best in the school, like, how do you say it? Because artist, as far as like
talent. Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, like in his instrumental, like his piano skills and all of his skills, like he was one of the best. So I recognized him for that, but I was never really like, we never had that closeness because he was like always joking around with people. Like he was like one of those people that like always like tried to make fun of everybody. So I'm like,
he definitely is a jokester. I noticed that early on. We were on our way here.
I'm like, don't stop with me. Like, so I never like, but he hung out with the same group of people that I hung out with. So it was like, so he wanted to be a part of it. And I'm like,
so how didn't you guys become friends gradually if you guys were already hanging out with the same people?
All right, so let me get to that real quick. So then after high school, I dropped my first song, which was Making My Millions.
Okay.
Like I said, he really wanted to be my friend in high school, so he just didn't know how else to like put it. We graduated, I dropped the song Making My Millions. And he hits me up. Mind you, I don't talk to him. He hits me up and he's like, yo, that song Making My Millions was trash. I'm like, yo, if you didn't like it, don't fucking listen to it. Like, so then he was like, dumb
wow.
Then he was like, so I'm like, yo, the fuck? So he was like, no, listen, like, I'm just telling you because I know we can make great music together. And I'm like, no, I'm not working with you no more. So then, nothing, like, after dropping that song, I was like, damn, like, maybe he is right. Maybe the song was trash. All right. Time passed by and I was like, you know what? Let me hit him up.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit him up and I'm like, yo, there's this opportunity, come through. So from the jump, like, we just became like the best friends for real, like.
Okay.
And we have created like really, really good music. Like from the jump, like we had a really good connection, not just like as a person, but like in the music as well.
Okay, and from that connection sparked Lo Que Me Gusta De Ti, which was one of your first songs, right?
Uh-huh.
And, you know, you guys really did bring a good connection to each other. So it was good that you were persistent. I mean, do you want to tell your side of the story? Because she was throwing a little bit of shade before we get into the song.
I can fit 100.
She kept it 100. Well, the majority of the part, the beginning part, fiending. But it's on a perspective. We'll let that rap.
Everybody has their own perspective,
Yeah, it's on
We'll just say that for the camera.
But no.
Anyway, Lo Que Me Gusta De Ti was one of the songs that was produced by Johnny the Kid. Vocals sang by Meluchis. I'd like to play it a little bit so the people can witness a little bit of her talent and the greatness that's to come. So, Shots, whenever you want to drop it, Meluchis, if you want to sing to us, you can.
I got you. Hey, si yo te gusto, ¿por qué tú lo piensas? ¿Por qué te demoras? ¿Será que a ti te gusta que yo sea la controladora? Dame tu tiempo, ven, dame un momento, ven, dame una hora. Oh, let go, ey. Te voy a decir lo que me gusta de ti. Tócame así, que se den cuenta que tú solo eres para mí. Esa mirada maliciosa dice miles de cosas. A mí me da calor. Esa boca está peligrosa. Cuando el cuello me roza, sube el pantalón. Con la cama esquina subimos al cielo. Y sin censura bajo hasta el suelo. Se echa para atrás y me agarra el pelo. Mi negro lindo, mi caramelo. Te voy a dar un show sin tarima.
All right, thank you, Meluchis, for singing that. That's a great song.
These have auto-tune, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Wait, what do you?
Pitch correction. Like,
Fix it up a little bit.
All right, tell me how this song was inspired and the concept behind it. It sounds like it's about a guy who was shy and afraid to approach you.
With Lo Que Me Gusta De Ti?
Uh-huh.
It was more me telling him like what I like about you, like me more telling him about what I like about him. Mi negro lindo, mi caramelo, like just feeling very attracted to him, like describing what I like about him. The way he touches me. I'm here thinking.
I mean, those are just your thoughts, right?
Just me sharing thoughts.
So does the lady make the first move on this in this case? Or no? Never.
Well, no. Sometimes the lady could make the move. Depends, but on this song, nah. She was not doing that.
So
Never.
you've recently done a concert with the legend Nenjo Flow. I always mispronounce his name.
Ñengo.
Flow.
I'm teaching him Spanish.
Yeah, you're teaching me Spanish.
And Ñengo, my boy.
How was it performing in your hometown of Colombia and with a legend of that status?
Honestly, it felt surreal. Like, even now when I look at the picture, like there's a picture that really describes that moment for me, and it's a picture of like after we finished singing, like I literally just stood there right there, like.
How many
like,
people were in
looking at the
attendance?
amount
I
of
saw it was a
people
lot of
that were
people.
It was a lot of people. Over 4,000.
Oof.
It was a lot of people. I mean, honestly, I'm not really too good with like
Counting each person.
count one. I just know there was a lot of people. Like,
There's a lot of people. A lot of heads.
people. I was just shocked. It was a great experience though. Like it was surreal. And shout out to Ñengo Flow for that. Real G for life, for real, because he's definitely a real one. He saw talent in me at the very beginning of my career, like when I had first started. So that's real.
That's great. So there's rumors.
He produced the record as well. My bad.
Yeah. We mentioned that. There's rumors floating around that he might be thinking about signing you. Is this true, or are these just rumors?
As far, maybe I should cut that one. No, Ñengo Flow. I'm always gonna be a part of Real G for life, regardless. You know, like he was, like that's automatic. But I also work independently on my own. You know, but like I said, like he has my back.
So you work independently. Do you think it's better to work independently or, have the backup of a label? Like, what's your opinion? If a label came around and wanted to sign you, would you sign with the label or would you continue to work independently?
I think I've had a lot of opportunities in the beginning of my career. A lot of opportunities have come along where they have made me realize that I can really do this on my own. However, I also know that, well, when I say on my own, I mean like independently, right? I believe that I could do it, and I want to do it that way because for me it's like it's freedom. It for me is hustle. For me is learning. For me is growing. For me is development. So, it's like I want to establish something for myself, but at the same time, if an opportunity comes where a label says like, "Hey, we want a distribution deal for this amount of money, and it's the right amount of money, and it's the right opportunity," it's like, hell yeah, let's do it. But
For sure.
the right situation.
So what are some artists that inspired you, and would you like to work with these artists today? Like, or that do you feel like they fell off? Like, nah, I'm not gonna work with them.
To be honest, my dream is still to do a whole album with all the reggaeton legends. Like that. Like honestly, when I first started doing music, like I was like, that's the
But
first thing I want to
who
do.
are the reggaeton legends in your eyes?
Ñengo Flow, Arcángel.
Arcángel, wow. Not a lot of ladies want to do songs with Arcángel. I'm sorry, Arcángel, I just don't ever hear it. But Arcángel is definitely a legend.
Arcángel, hell yeah. Wisin y Yandel. Tego Calderón.
Oh, you want to do songs with guys like that? I thought you were like like more commercial when it comes to lyrics and stuff. But
you know, I like the history. I like the street. I like that roughness of it. You know.
Okay.
So definitely.
So is that where you say that you picked up some bad habits coming to New York City when you came from Colombia at the age of 10? What are some bad habits? I saw a previous interview of yours and you said that you picked up New York City bad habits. I want to know what those bad habits are because you didn't answer that question at the last interview.
Okay, so when I say bad habits, it's like you really come into a place where it's like you either sink or swim. And that's really it. Like
the concrete jungle in a nutshell.
The concrete jungle. So I had to learn how to roar. You know, so I had to like really put myself out there, and and that's it. Like that's where that came from. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to like?
No, you answer my question. That's all good.
Okay.
So you're releasing a new EP. Is this going to be all reggaeton or a mixture of everything?
I'm so excited for this EP for real. Like,
how long have you been working on it?
I've been for a while now.
What's a while?
I would say, how long you think, Jonathan? Like 8 months?
Yeah, around.
Did COVID delay this process, or was it after that?
No, definitely not. COVID didn't really delay my music process. If anything, COVID. Let's not talk about COVID right now.
Exactly, that's a whole other comment.
Oh, my bad. My EP. This EP has 5 songs in it, 2 dancehall, 2 reggaeton, and 1 hip hop. So this is an EP that I'm very excited for. It's my first EP, and you're really gonna hear what this is gonna be about, what this blueprint is gonna be about. And I'm just excited for it, and I really can't wait for you guys to listen to it for real because it's a really great project. I wrote it all by myself, recorded it all by myself.
Feel me? Talk your shit. Let them know.
And it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and it's gonna be great.
Great. Let's sing one of your covers, Love Nawanti. That's another thing I can't pronounce. How does that go?
That one I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Damn, y'all should have told me about the singing.
Love Nawanti.
I got you.
Nawantiti.
Love Nawanti. No sale de mi mente.
Drop the song.
Tenerte aquí, mirándote de frente, así, haciendo locuras encima de ti, así quiero llegar al más allá del infinito. Ya sé lo que tú das, ven que yo quiero otro poquito. Llamo pa' que venga por mí, quiero tenerte aquí, de pies a rodillas por ti. Pa' yo saborearme el vacío. That's it.
Nice. Now let's talk about your EP a little more. Echa Patra is one of your new songs, right? Tell me a little bit of the inspiration, who you worked with, producer-wise, and...
Echa Patra is a song that was produced by Louis Bordeaux. And Jonathan was also part of that production. This song, what was the question about this song?
Echa Pa' Atrás, how was it inspired? How long it took to make?
Echa Pa' Atrás was actually really fast to make. We made it on the first day. Obviously, you make certain switches here and there, but that one came out pretty organic as well. I had a great time working with Luis Bordeaux. Like, he's very fast. That made me feel like, okay, we got to get this going. Also, he gave me a lot of direction, you know? And from that, like, I feel like that confidence helped me write the song, and it came out just very flowy. Like, sometimes I just go in the booth, and sometimes I'm just like, I'm not even thinking about what I'm saying. I'm just like babbling certain things, and sometimes from those babbles, like, I hear certain things that is just like, oh wow, let me just piece this together.
Okay, so this is more like a club record. I'm guessing Echa Pa' Atrás is more like a dance record, right?
Yeah, I would say it's like a dancehall, like a soft dancehall.
Okay. Do you have it, Shots? Let's drop it for a little bit.
Tonight I'm turning all the lights down. I'm letting go, no turning back now. Otra noche en tu habitación, no fue mi decisión. Yo quiero adrenalina y acción. Echa pa' atrás que te voy a bailar. Con la boca te quiero tocar. Peligroso, no digo que no. Soy pecado, soy tu tentación. Echa pa' atrás que te voy a bailar. Con la boca te quiero tocar. Peligrosa, no digo que no. Soy pecado, soy tu tentación. Una botella para dos, una vibra diferente. Me gusta tu forma de ser así mala gente. Así que me besarás inesperadamente. Como si no te importara el resto de la gente. De no me importa, quiero volver a verla. Un día más para tratar de convencerla. Le pongo reglas y no quiero obedecerlas. A mí me gusta que no te me da romperlas. Que no te me da romperlas. Pero yo sé que no me arrepentí. Pero yo sé que no. Fuck it, rómpeme, 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 rómpeme. Echa pa' atrás que te voy a bailar. Con la boca te quiero tocar. Peligroso, no digo que no. Soy pecado, soy tu tentación. Echa pa' atrás que te voy a bailar. Con la boca te quiero tocar. Peligroso, no digo que no. Soy pecado, soy tu tentación. Como una fiera, comiéndome la boca, tragándome entera. Dale, no te paro, toca donde quieras. Haz lo que tú quieras. ¿Quieres seguir? Yo también, pero me voy a arrepentir. Tienes algo que no puedo resistir. La curiosidad de probarte a ti. Mira que con todos no soy así. Pero hay algo en ti que me gusta a mí. Echa pa' atrás que te voy a bailar. Con la boca te quiero tocar. Peligroso, no digo que no. Soy pecado, soy tu tentación. Echa pa' atrás que te voy a bailar. Con la boca te quiero tocar. Peligroso, no digo que no. Soy pecado, soy tu tentación.
Dope record, dope. I like it. Now, let's get into some comparisons before we get into your new Guaracha song.
Dale.
Bad Bunny or Fade?
I'll go with Fade.
I knew you were going to say that. Colombia.
You feel me?
Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Man, I can't answer that one right now.
Why not?
I'm gonna say this. Cardi B, I love her. She really inspired me to be myself.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj, she inspired me to be a boss ass bitch, like,
Oof.
and just go for it. Fuck what everybody else has to say. I love them both.
Okay, can't answer that. Okay, Ozuna or Maluma?
Maluma y Ozuna, they're both fire.
I mean, I've seen that you've wanted to work with Ozuna before, so you gotta pick one. I'm not gonna let this
I'll
one
go with
slide.
Ozuna.
Bet. Migos or Kodak Black?
Migos. Migos.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Nas.
Chris Brown or Raw Alejandro?
Chris Brown.
You like more of the English side then?
Yeah.
Hold on. You know you do it like that.
All right. So, Boom Para. Is that the name of your new record?
Para.
It's a Guaracha song, no?
Yes, it's a guaracha.
Produced by Victor
Victor Cardenas.
Cardenadas. He's the guy that produced
He's the one that produced Pepas.
Pepas? Wow. And how did you come across him, and how did you end up working with him?
I ended up working with him through Fight Club. Fight Club was the connection through that. Fight Club was also a part of the production of the record, and he just brought me on board. He showed Victor Cardenas like the production that he had made. Victor Cardenas said, "I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna do this, and that," and the record came about.
Great. I mean, let's get into it, Shots. Let's listen to a little bit of the song.
Boy, I love the way you tease. Get down on your knees. Wrap your hands around me, baby. Grab that like it is. Feel down on my body. Got you talking different ways. Now tell me how you like it, baby. Just come let me taste it on you. On you. On you. Nada. On you. On you. On you. Nada. Boom, 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 para. Sube la adrenalina al ritmo de ese tambor. Hacer boom, 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 para. Guaracha, zapateo, carnaval de color. Sube la adrenalina al ritmo de ese tambor. Víctor Cárdenas. Meluchis. Fight Club. Boom, 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 para. Sube la adrenalina al ritmo de ese tambor. Hacer boom, 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 para. Guaracha, zapateo, carnaval de color. On you, nada. On you, nada. Boom, 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 para. Sube la adrenalina al ritmo de ese tambor. Hacer boom, 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 para. Guaracha, zapateo, carnaval de color.
Well, there you guys have it. Meluchis' new song. What is it called? Meluchis, tell the people.
Boom para.
Boom para. Now, tell them about where they can find you on Instagram, what upcoming projects you have, and
What's up, guys? It's your girl Meluchis. We have an EP on the way. I'm very excited for you guys to see it. Stay tuned. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Meluchis Music. And yeah, my music is all over Instagram and all over my social media and all over my digital platforms. So go check it out and download it. And stay tuned for my EP because it's going to be a great project.
Is there a release date?
No, stay tuned for that one too.
Okay. And Johnny the Kid, tell them about what you have going on and what upcoming projects you have.
Well, we're gonna keep that on the low because you feel me, it's gonna be something huge. But we got some stuff coming up. Johnny_the Kid. All my stuff is on streaming services. We got a video out up on YouTube and on my Instagram. Just stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot of new stuff, some different type of vibes and everything like that. So it's gonna be a good year.
Amen.
Well, there you have it. The Versatile King live right here on Latino Mixx Studio. Thank you for tuning in.